We're here in beautiful Beijing, China, and today we took the BYD Denza out for a barbecue picnic. The Denza D9 is an MPV, as European people call it, or as people in America call it, a van. And despite being a van, it's actually got pretty good trunk space, automatic opening here. I like that feature. And we have all of the stuff that we need to have a really, really nice barbecue in the back here. Let's see if I can grab all of it. If you guys like our videos, please don't forget to hit that like button. If you like something or don't like something, please leave us a comment. That will always help us drive traffic. Smash that subscribe button so you can see all of our videos as soon as we make them. The Denza D9 comes in a hybrid and EV model. The hybrid, which has slightly longer range, base price of 335,800 RMB, with the high end running you 445,800 RMB. Today, we're taking the all-wheel drive flagship model out. Now, that has a 1.5 liter turbo engine. The battery will take you 180 kilometers on a single charge, or about 110 miles. Combined, the hybrid and the battery together will go 970 kilometers, which is a highly respectable range, or about 600 miles. Denza is a sub-brand of BYD, and it's also a cooperation with Daimler Auto Group, which makes Mercedes, and BYD. It's making the D9, which is currently their only vehicle. The D9 by Denza is the most expensive car that's made by BYD, and it is truly a sumptuous experience. So I'm going to take a bite of barbecue, and then we're going to talk more in detail on that. That's really hot. This is the pilot seat. There are two of them, and they are super comfy. This is the control panel for each seat. Everything you need to do is right here in the screen. This is the fridge. You can keep things warm or cold. Middle console has some cup holders and a place for storage. Wireless charging on the seat. Airplane feature in this pilot seat, fold-out cup holder and table. An enormous sunroof, but does not open. The two middle seats have an entertainment screen that you can watch movies or watch TV on. Back seat, foldable seats. All of these features make me go searching the thesaurus for words that give us the feeling of luxury. These pilot seats are, of course, just the height of comfort. The padding on it feels really good. The cushion, it's almost like sitting at home on your sofa or in your favorite chair. And speaking of the ride, the D9 performed admirably, going from the city to the highway to even dirt roads. The suspension was nice, even, and smooth, and the cabin was a real quiet and comfortable ride the whole way. The D9 is jam-packed with features. We can say it is fully equipped, it is completely outfitted, it is kitted out with everything that you could possibly want in a luxury car. From air conditioning to screens to entertainment, everything that you could think of is in this MPV. Third row, which while comfortable, is a very awkward shuffle at best to get back there. At worst, if you're wearing a dress like one of our coworkers, it makes it really difficult to get to the third row. The seats are adjustable through the screen right here. This screen is the only way that you can move the chair around, which means that any kind of changing the back seats or moving these around really is not very convenient. It is slow and it is a little awkward. The other thing I want to talk about is the screen on the back of the seats. In the Huawei and some of the other cars, some of NIO's cars, the screen is fully compatible with everything in the vehicle. This screen is more of an independent thing where you can Bluetooth into it and you yourself can access it, but it doesn't really integrate with the car around it. Going from the back seat to the front seat is definitely a step down in the level of overall quality feel for the car. And this gets to where some of the luxury features feel a little slapped together. For example, the fridge right now, which is cooling, is blowing hot air onto me, and I can feel it and I can smell it. It smells like ozone. The piano black casing here, plastic casing, it looks good, but it doesn't really feel good. It definitely feels cheap. There are haptic feedback buttons here, so if you touch them, it gives you a slight vibration to kind of let you know that you're touching it. It's a little slow, and it's definitely a little bit awkward to use. There's a crystal shifter here, which is great, looks good. The Denza D9 definitely is a van. It is an MPV. It does not have the sleek, slick style of, you know, say, any other car that's not a van, but that's okay. One thing I do want to say is overall, it looks pretty good, but that grille, the first thing that is staring you right at the face, man, that looks like it was inspired by 90s frosted tips. I'm thinking about Justin Timberlake right now, but that's okay. That's okay. It looks all right. It does have a little bit of a cheap plastic feel to it. This is definitely the best side of the D9. It is slick, it is simple, there is not too much going on. The trim here mixes in nicely. We have seen other vehicles that kind of have a fancy feel here. This is just simply there, and I like that. There's no design here. There's just these little indents. They look nice. The tail wing here also does a good job of just being very simple. It has indicator lights up here, indicator lights here. So doing its job, but not doing anything fancy, and just kind of mixing overall into a simple design, which looks nice and has a nice professional feel to it. Driving the D9 is a comfortable experience. There's a heads-up display, there are cameras. The cameras aren't exactly perfect. They don't exactly relay the outside surroundings as you need it, but they do a good enough job to where you feel comfortable when you're backing up or taking tight turns, able to understand what the surroundings are. Being a big vehicle, that is important, so it is nice to have them. There's dash mounted screens right here for the driver and also right here for all of your car settings. Does a good job, you know, not much to say about it. The one thing I did want to mention is when you are driving and the hybrid motor kicks on, the vibration from it is obvious and hard to ignore. If you're in a gas-powered vehicle, of course, feeling the engine is kind of par for the course. In this one, being an EV hybrid, it's a little bit of an odd sensation, but you know, it's not horrible. It's just worth mentioning, I would suppose. And talking about the driving experience, it would not be complete if we didn't mention two things, which is there is a feature where you can change the settings of the vehicle to give you a soft acceleration, which kind of mirrors, you know, a spooling up of the engine for a gas-powered vehicle, and also a softer regeneration for the braking to make it feel a little bit of a smoother ride. And those two things just help to improve the overall comfort of the D9, which is good. Overall, driving in the D9 is a pleasant and comfortable experience. However, there are a couple of things that the vehicle could do better. So it just feels like there are some of the luxury features that could be better integrated. Some of the features of the car could be thought out a little bit more. For example, when the doors are locked, you can't use the automatic door and there's no indication that it's locked. And so some of the features feel a little bit like they could just use a little bit more integration into the vehicle itself. There's a lot of room, there's a lot of space, and the things that it does well.